Good morning and welcome to Ottawa. It's draw 7 of the Travelers Curling Championships and it is between the Yukon Territories throwing the Red Rocks and the BC team throwing Yellow Ladies game. And a very important one as we head through the opening round. The Yukon's record right now is 1-2, and the British Columbia team are at 2-1. I'm Barb Williamson, and I'm joined by...
Hi, good morning. I'm Diana Favel.
And we're here to help you through this game. So it looks like the Yukon, by virtue of a draw to the button score, are throwing that BC will have the last rock advantage.
That's pretty good. Center line, no. I think you need to go. Yes. Yes, yes.
So Diana, it looks like they're just calling for a simple center guard here to get this game underway.
Yep, and she's managed to succeed with that one right off the bat.
So now the BC lead will be throwing her first rock. Her name is Philippa Johnston. And it looks like right away, Diana. You just heard her yell out 3, 4. Those are numbers to indicate where the rock might come to a rest. And the 3 is in the free guard zone, and a 4 would be at the top of the rings.
And also just to say that the teams are playing the 4 rock, 3 free guard zone rules. So that means that the first 4 rocks cannot be removed from play. Sorry, the first 3 rocks cannot be removed from play if they are in the free guard zone. But if the rocks happen to come into the rings, then of course they can be removed.
So this is the lead for Yukon, and her name is Laura Williamson. She's being asked to draw right down to this rock. In fact, looks like they're drawing around it because it's a bit heavy.
Yeah. Laura is a fairly new curler. She only just started curling in 2013. So wonderful for her that she's managed to get herself to a Canadian championship in such a short time. The Yukon team is curling from the Whitehorse Curling Club. I was very fortunate to visit the Whitehorse Curling Club in the spring as well. Wonderful place. Fantastic view.
So this is the second of the lead rocks for Philippa, and she just comes up a bit heavy and slides right through the rings. So the Team British Columbia are from the Cloverdale Curling Club out of Surrey, BC. So it looks like they're asking for back 8 weight here, Diana, to this red rock come around that top yellow one.
Yeah, a little bit. Clean! Clean! Clean!
What they don't want to do is bump up that yellow rock into a better position in the rings.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to at least come to it.
At least they've pushed it far enough back so that it's not sitting in that all-important 4-foot zone. So this is BC's second, Kim McLandris. And they're making a play to remove this red rock that's sitting in such a promotable position. She does get a little tick on the front, but manages to squeeze by anyhow.
April Williams, who is playing second for the Yukon team. She's been curling for about 8 years now, and curling competitively since 2014.
So right out of her hand, the indication is that the line is A little tight of the target.
Watch the weight. Wait, wait. No
She seems to
line.
have enough weight to,
Whoa!
they are able to hold it
Whoa!
out there.
Yep.
It's going to slide in beautifully behind that center guard.
Yeah, very nice shot.
Got this. I got stuck watching my rocket and come down. 9-5.
So Kim is an original Alberta girl, born in Grand Prairie. She has a bit of a family in Ottawa, so a few local ties, and she's actually experiencing her first visit to Ottawa.
Oh, I was gonna change my broom head before this game.
So the call here, Diana, is to put up another guard, protect that rock that's sitting beautifully in on the edge of the button.
And this is the third player for Team Yukon, Joan Harvey.
Weight's pretty good.
And Joan was born in Alberta.
Line! Wait if you can. Yeah, you want to bring it outside. We want it to
Some
curl
really
center.
nice finishing curl on this ice. Bill's done a wonderful job. Bill Duck, the ice maker here at the Ottawa Hunt and Golf Club.
Should have stayed on it. No, no.
So it didn't really cover that that rock that's sitting on the edge of the button. So there's an opportunity here for Yellow to really put some pressure on the Yukon team. This is the BC third. Her name is Outliff.
Yep. Well,
She also has family here in Ottawa and is very thrilled to be playing in front of them. She actually started curling in Shawville, Quebec, which is very local to
Oh,
us.
She got a beautiful little roll out of that shot as well.
So Yellow currently sits 2, and they do have the last rock advantage.
yes!
So Yukon are attempting to,
Yes!
to come,
Hard! Hard, you guys!
come down, attempting to come down and freeze on this rock to
Hard!
shorten the scoring area.
It's gonna be good. Take it over. Take it over. Yes, yeah, take it over. Well, okay.
She's well short of the target. Jen actually spent 2 years in San Jose, California, and was unable to curl. She's very glad to be back.
Yep, go.
The game is being played with the Canadian Curling Association rocks, which have the lights on them, so as that if a player was to throw the rock and still hang on to the rock over the hog line, then the red lights would go on, and that would indicate to remove the rock.
Actually heard a really good tidbit, Diana, that these are the CCA handles,
Oh, the CCA handles.
and
okay.
they are the Hunt Club rocks.
Okay.
I can't start taking that out.
So that rock is placed in a fantastic location here. Yukon are in a tremendous amount of trouble here in the first end. Look at where the broom is, Diana. That's
Yeah.
in the middle of the 12-foot.
Yeah, yeah,
She attempting to draw around that yellow one that was just placed there?
I think so. Yeah. She doesn't have an awful lot of other options open to her at this time.
She just
Wanna
called out
tighten that
4 foot.
rock,
So
though.
Yeah.
I think to get around that rock, she might end up being in the back 4.
Yeah, relax. I think we're good on weight. Where is it?
Smallwood is very experienced at playing in Canadian Championships. She's
Watch the weight, you guys. Line's good.
her
Weight
and her
is
husband
yours.
have been popular
Mine is
name
good.
out of Whitehorse in the Curling Association. Very nice draw. Very nice draw.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Dan, tap it a bit.
Yellow's still our shot, so they are still in the scoring advantage. And by coming down to this rock, they still have an opportunity to for their second point. And the BC skip is Leanne Andrews. She's a veteran curler also. She's been curling for 35 years. And she notes to us this is the first time she's ever been further east than Winnipeg.
14. Okay, just snuggle right up. We're shot, but here's not going to hurt it, so. Line's good. Where? Line's good. Close. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Tremendous amount of curl on this ice.
Yep, Ben, yep. 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 Okay. Judge, guys. Yeah, pretty weak handling.
Oh, just came up a little bit short of getting second shot.
Still in a really good spot. It can be promoted. Yukon will have to be very careful here.
I would think that they might try and guard this so that it can't be promoted. And there's also the possibility of that other yellow rock that's guarding, that could be promoted as well. So their guard would want to try and cover both of those shots from being raised.
We have to sit top 8. Yeah, to count them down some more. So.
So they're calling to throw this rock right into the rings, Diana, which is a bit dangerous, but if she makes it, it'll be wonderful. But if she sets up a situation where her rock can be tapped onto the yellow rock that was just put there, it secures the BC deuce.
Clean it. Clean it. Just top it. Just be a guard. Watch for the line. Yeah. Yeah, hard.
Well, I think she's accomplished the guard
Switch,
situation.
guys. Sorry.
Well,
So even though that yellow-red
Oh, hand up and
opportunity is open, they haven't really thrown anything down that path, so I don't think they're really going to risk.
yeah, but if they were able to remove her, we can still get around there. Pretty long.
I guess they think that it can curl hard enough around that long red guard in order to be able to still tap up her yellow one for second shot.
Big shot here for the BC skip.
I think they're going to have a second look at this. And
It's pretty open from this end.
yeah.
Control? Yeah.
To get through the hole, okay?
Yeah. Let's do there.
Might go this way though, right? Do you want to?
So they're changing the call. Going to attempt the raise down this path, but they haven't thrown down here yet.
Actually, I think we gotta go out turn. Out turn. I think we gotta play out turn, actually, don't you? Just finish our. What do you? We gotta hit it on that side. Okay. Okay. Troll.
So now they've changed the turn again.
Yeah, they're going for the they're trying to raise that yellow rock back onto their own yellow rock and then take out the red rock. So they are throwing control weight.
Yep. 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 Hard.
It's curling hard though. Oh, she's very close. Oh,
Just
just missed. Yeah.
very good attempt, but yellow scores 1. So at the end of one end, it's BC 1 and the Yukon Territory no score.
So just to talk a little bit about the Travelers Canadian Championship, this is a championship that the eligibility requirements are that the team players have to be a team that is from a league within their club, so that this isn't the elite curling teams. Also, the requirement is that the only one player can have played at a provincial level in the last 4 years. It is possible that they have one person that was not on their league team, just to accommodate any situations where people have to leave the team.
So BC have put up a center guard very, very close to the rings. And it looks like the Yukon will attempt to draw around it. There's an update on sheet A here. Diana, Northern Ontario scored 5 against the Northwest Territories in the first end.
Okay.
And the New Brunswick Northwest Territories men's game is tied at no score. On sheet B, on sheet C, it's 1-0
Yes, yes, yes. You gotta go.
for Manitoba against New
You
Brunswick.
guys, hard.
And that is another ladies' game. The men's game on sheet D features Alberta and BC, and Alberta are up 1-0. And the game on sheet F is another men's game, Northern Ontario versus Manitoba, and Manitoba are up 1-0. So in our game, the attempted come around ended up ticking on the front guard, and it sits out front of the rings right beside
3.
the BC stone.
Gotta go. Lots of room. 4. Can you leave it at all? Lots of room. Not move. Okay.
So this come around, a perfect weight, just didn't really take the curl like they were experiencing on the going towards the scoreboard with the outturn. So Yukon are going to make a second attempt to come around this center guard.
No line.
The lead, Laura Williamson.
Sir.
Her husband is also an avid curler, and that's how she got into her. Oh, there he is sitting right in front of me. He's an avid curler as well, and has played in many Canadian championships as well. And that's what got Laura into the game.
So that rock slips to the back 8, and now BC will, because we're past the fourth rock of the end, they'll make an attempt to clear off the front and perhaps even grab that red one on the way by. Philippa, the lead for, I didn't get to mention when she was throwing, is originally from England. And she grew up actually in Nova Scotia, so she's been all over this country of ours.
I don't want that there.
A lot of yellow out front here, Diana, and Yukon have the hammer, so they're going to want to do a little bit of a cleanup here.
Yeah. Oh. This one might be a field goal.
She may take her own out in the back of the house. She does.
Ah, dear. Yeah.
So now BC have an opportunity to put a lot of pressure on Yukon in this end by putting another rock in the house, so perhaps tapping the one that's there or splitting it and trying to roll under buried.
Yep. We'll go. Go around. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Really hard. Whoa.
Very nicely done.
Great call by the skip to the front end communicated to her that it was a little heavy, and so she swept it so that they could bounce off of their own and roll under cover.
Oh dear.
Really unfortunate.
Yeah. Managed to find the hole 2 times. So.
So now BC will try and cover up some of these rocks, put some more guards in play, and perhaps try and force Yukon to one or even perhaps steal.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, down to the third. Joan Harvey for doing a little bit of a cleanup here, hopefully, and try to get a rock in play here, and in particular to try and open up that front in order to allow her skip to make her shots.
Control! What's with the hitting today?
This is
Been hitting really good all week and then not.
looks like she just pushed it a little wide of the target when on release, and
Okay, let's go
she
to a
didn't
draw
manage to
game,
make contact with anything. So BC will put another guard in place here.
We're gonna overcurl.
Jen wanted to say hello to her boyfriend Philip and all of her friends in BC. She got tons of them here in her bio. Mentioned a few: Dina Marlene, Marion Marachi, Maggie and Nick, Clarice and Mario, Jen and Brian. Although she says they're probably all still sleeping at this point.
Go for the one.
Okay, Jody's trying to get a rock in here somehow. Put something in play so that she won't be facing so many of these rocks.
Yes! Yeah!
So they're throwing a takeout on trying to make contact with some of these yellow rocks. She was a bit inside the target. She does manage to remove one guard.
Yeah.
She's in really tough here, though. It's going to be very difficult for Yukon to score here.
I think the Yukon team is feeling a little bit of frustration right now.
You heard the skip mention that they had been hitting well so far this week here,
Yeah.
and suddenly they've lost a bit of that ability. So. So this is Skip's first rock. Leanne Andrews
She's great.
throwing a guard.
Yep.
She curls with her husband in a fun mixed league,
You
and
got it.
and she is the mother of 2 beautiful children. So those sweepers managed to just get that over the hog line, so it is doing its job protecting those yellow rocks in the house.
So Jody Smallwood has got a little bit of work to do here, and she's not shy for a little bit of work. She happens to have 5 children at home. That's amazing. Ages 18, 16, 15, 14, and 13. 3 of these children are her children, and the other 2 are her niece and nephew who are living with them as well. So well done, Jody, on all your hard work that you're doing at home, but you got to do some work here.
Yeah.
So she's trying to come through this port and hit what she can see of that yellow rock and perhaps roll behind cover under one of those yellow guards.
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
The call right away.
Hard. Hard, you guys.
Looks like she's on the front.
Well, as long as she opens up something, which she has done, so that's the good side of it. And she does have last rock.
3's okay. 2-3. Yeah.
So they're calling for a 2-3, which is a guard somewhere between halfway and closer to the rings. So I really think they're trying to protect that one in the 8-foot because they're by hitting that she could remove 2 rocks and be in position to score.
Line's good. 3's great. We got to get it to center.
It's holding out there quite a bit, but the ice is pretty swingy. It should come up pretty close to that center line.
It is slipping a bit deep though.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's not so bad. That actually makes it a bit tougher for Yukon to score here because of the placement of that rock.
It looks like she's thinking about drawing here, but she's drawing against 6. Oh, 5, sorry.
Yeah.
Very big pressure shot.
But, Leanne, that's not bad. That's not bad.
So Jody will need to get a piece of the 4-foot here. A good piece of the 4-foot to score 1. I mean, it'd be, even if she's able to, even if she's not able to score, she can at least, by making it to the 8-foot, cut down a lot of those other
Going
rocks.
for the 4. Judge the weight for 4-foot. If it's light and we see there's lots of room, still sweep. Make sure it's 4-foot.
Big shot here for Jody.
Where is it? Okay, whoa.
Not sweeping it at all.
We have room.
Looks like it's coming down. Well,
Whoa!
maybe a little deep.
Oh my.
Okay. Well, she did manage to count out 1. So it'd be a score of 4 for a steal of 4 for BC.
So at the end of 2, it's 5-0 for BC over the Yukon territory.
That was a very difficult shot for Jody, though, because they hadn't been playing that line, so the team really didn't know what the weight would be out there.
So now BC will call for the first rock of the end to be in the rings. They'll not want to have rocks in play like that when they have a nice lead like this. Philippa has curled her way across Canada with stops in Newfoundland, Saskatchewan, and she's been in BC since 1997.
So,
Curls ladies and mixed. And she places this one right on the button.
Very well done. And the Yukon team will do whatever they can to put guards in play and have to generate some points now.
So they're calling for the corner. They do not want this rock in the rings.
Pretty close. Yes, yeah. Halfway was sweeping. Not even.
So they're sweeping it really hard. They got it over the hog line, so it is a good corner guard.
All that screaming is for one of the other sheets.
Lots of excitement here in the men's game between Alberta and BC. So Philippa is now being asked to draw down to the rock that she just placed on the button. They're calling for, saying it's a 4, so she sounds like she's in the top of the rings. It's actually a bit more, and it looks like she's going to be right to the one on the button.
So Laura also, even though she is a fairly new curler, she's also she's completed her level 1 officiating course this year. And she's been doing some volunteer work as well. She volunteered at Canadian Masters Curling Championship, which I was attended this year. That was hosted by Whitehorse.
Wait if you can. Let it curl.
So they're placing another corner guard up and then anticipating an opportunity to go around those later to generate their two points this end with the last rock advantage.
So now that the 4-rock rule is out of the way, now BC can start to peel off these guards.
So Kim's mom, Joyce, her dad, Bill, and her boyfriend, Adam, are here watching Kim this week. Probably sitting right in front of us, too.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
So they successfully removed one corner guard. I mean, it's still in play, but it's not really guarding anything. So they're going to take an opportunity to go around the corner that they still have in play. Looks a little heavy.
No, looks heavy. Heavy.
That's really unfortunate because now
Yeah.
BC will step up and take off that corner guard.
Yeah.
Jeez, I thought that was pretty close.
April.
Just kept sliding.
So they want to leave this yellow rock anywhere sitting as a corner. But it looks like
Ooh, that was very close to jamming it onto the center ones.
and it's still in play. There's
Yeah.
still room to draw around it.
Yeah.
Jody's going to move the play into the center now. Probably try and tap back these yellows so that she can create a wall at the back of the forefoot.
April Williams, her boyfriend, has also an avid curler, Dustin Mickelson, and he's at the juniors curling championships as well.
I think this was
was my first day throwing rock or something.
So they're struggling.
Yes.
And things are not setting up very well here for the Yukon. BC are going to put another guard on here, and
Oh my God!
life continues to be tough for the Yukon.
Hey, you gotta shake his nerves out. I didn't feel the knees, and now that I missed 4 shots in a row, I feel them. I know, I'm done. I know, I can make those shots like this. No, or just wasn't.
When Jen's not curling, she's also a skier.
All right.
And she's living her dream. It's always been her dream to represent BC at a national championship. So she's here doing that. Congratulations.
So the third on the Yukon team, Joan Harvey, she was born and raised in Edmonton, but she started working at the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton when she was 17 years old. And so she worked in the pro shop and selling brooms and everything.
So with that BC guard over curling, the Yukon had an opportunity here to hit one of those open
and-
yellow ones, but unfortunately she's...
Actually, she just rolled in behind, and she still got a little biter in behind that yellow guard. So that was very fortunate for them.
So BC will try and put another guard on this rock that's sitting on the button.
Line's good. Yep. That's good.
Another very well placed rock by BC.
A lot of curling though. Yeah. At first I think it was a bit tight, eh? Yes, but okay.
So Jody is looking to again clean up the front here, make a double of some sort, save the shooter.
This is Joan. This is still the third right now, Harvey. Yeah. Looks like she's got a good rock. She might get the double there.
Well done.
Yep, well done. So now things are improving for the Yukon. They actually have 2 biters, and they still have hammer. And there's only one BC rock in play.
It's looking significantly better for the Yukon.
Yeah.
So the BC skip, Leanne, will hit this red rock, and unless she gets a roll, she won't be in the rings. So it will give the Yukon an opportunity to sit too if BC don't negotiate a roll on this shot. Which is a huge turnaround from what we were just looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So these games are timed.
Yep. Yep.
Are they thinking time or?
Hard. Hard.
It is
Yep.
thinking time.
Thinking
Yes,
time.
yes.
Yep. Yep.
So they're given an allotment of time, and it's
But
the time they spend discussing the shots, not the time it takes to play them. That was an excellent roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That baits them over here, and
They're
then
pretty
they
much
start
side
to
by
wanna
side. The
take
double
out
would be extremely difficult.
that one there. So I think we gotta go that way. Let's go like here for ice. I think.
Not
like
sure,
that? You give me
Diana. She
something else.
might be calling the hit and roll behind one of those.
Yeah, at least to roll towards the other one. Yeah.
Try and generate a
Yeah.
jam with the BC's last rock.
Yeah. Jody Smallwood, she has been to 3 Canadian mixed doubles championships with her husband to represent the Yukon. She also played in the Dominion, which was the former name of the Travelers event, in 2012 with her third, Joan Harvey, as well.
Yes! Yep, yep. Hard! Hard, you guys! Hard! Yes! Yeah!
So they're sweeping it hard for lines.
Yes, to get a little bit more of a roll, and that's very well done. Yeah.
A bit of an update here. The Northern Ontario women continue to dominate on sheet A. They've managed to steal another 3 in the second end, so the score is 8-0 over the Northwest Territories after 2 ends. And on sheet B, the men's game is now New Brunswick versus the Northwest Territories is now 2-1 for New Brunswick. And on sheet C, Manitoba versus New Brunswick women. The score is 1-1 after 2. And on sheet D, it's Alberta versus BC. It's a men's game, and all that cheering we heard a while ago was a big score of 3 for BC in the second end, so they lead 3-1. So this is the last rock for Leanne Andrews. And she's attempting to remove that red rock.
And she has done that perfectly and managed to put a little cover on the shot rock.
Now the back red is out counting the top yellow, but it's whether or not she can successfully remove the shot stone and get into scoring position for 2. Very difficult. I don't know if she can save her shooter here, Diana.
I'm not so sure that she can either. Yeah.
And the last update is on sheet F, where Manitoba, our men are playing Northern Ontario, and the score after 3 ends is 3-0 for Manitoba.
She has to be very careful on this too. If she ends up over curling a little bit and just ticks that other yellow one in, it would be a steal of 2. So that would be a little mishap here.
Off the red! Yes!
They've got a plan C here. They're trying to come off of their own rock.
No,
You're hoping to tick
That's
off that
very
one.
unfortunate.
unfortunate that she had a bit of a fall on the delivery there.
So it's a steal of 1 for BC. And after 3 ends of play, 6-0 British Columbia over the Yukon.
That's all right.
They're managing to laugh a little bit about it. So
Yeah, well, that's
hear
good.
us? Oh, like my voice or my throat hurts.
Just to say on the
I can't get louder. My throat
eligibility rules for this competition as well, that no player on the team can have played in a
Yeah.
Canadian
well.
championship at the junior, men's, women's, or seniors level. And as I had mentioned that Jody Smallwood had played at the Canadian Mixed Championship, that is not one of the eligibility requirements.
It's a little less intimidating.
this is a great event for Canadian curling clubs across the country. It's an opportunity for just normal curlers to go to a national event. It's awesome. We have over 1 million curlers in Canada. It is a very well-attended sport in Canada. So the first stone for BC slips to the back of the button. They'll continue to play with rocks in the rings because they have such a scoreboard. They don't want any guards out front. They don't want Yukon hiding behind anything.
All the way!
Well, and this is being a little bit aggressive in that Jody is calling to, instead of putting up a corner guard, she's calling to try and freeze to this rock, which is, the freeze is probably one of the most difficult shots in the game.
Now it comes up short, so that means it cannot be removed from play. So BC are just going to draw around it again and attempt to freeze to their own rock that's sitting on the back of the button.
Oh, no, I was.
It's a good call. It'll put a lot of pressure on Yukon very early in the end.
6, 7. Let's stand it.
So they're calling 6-7, so they're saying it's all there for weight. 6-7 is in the 4 foot and the back 4 range, but looks like it over curled on them, and
Okay. First.
it is hittable because it's in the ring. But it looks
Yeah.
perhaps like the Yukon are going to go to,
They're just going to go for a little tap up.
and I think they want to play with some rocks in play here.
Yeah.
They're trying to change it up since nothing seems to be working for them to this point.
No, I think this really needs to curl a lot.
Looks heavy too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of not coming down like I thought it was gonna.
So she's going to slip through the rings.
Side.
I think they're quite frustrated at this point. They don't really know what to do to change things around.
You got it.
So BC are going to remove this red guard.
9, 5. Yep. Oh.
Very well done.
Yep.
Manages to tick off her own and drive it into the 4 foot. It's a good day for BC.
Okay. Yukon has decided to play the hit here, and
So she's a little happier with that throw.
yeah, yeah. Another option would have been to just bump those rocks back so that you have something in the back of the house as backing for your own rocks, because she does need to generate some points here. However, that worked well. She managed to clear the rocks off of the 4 foot.
Yeah, I know I can hit. Where the hell did it go?
9, 5.
Now they're scared.
So the BC are going to hit this red rock, and you'll probably see the play move over to that rock in the back of the rings, and or she'll hit and roll. She's called for the difficult freeze.
I think she's called for the corner freeze to that shot rock in the 8 foot. Main thing is for the Yukon team.
Wait only! No line! Wait only! Yeah, go hard.
So they're really hoping to corner freeze on this rock and force BC either to miss or a jam or anything that would give them an opportunity to have some rocks in play to score. Line was great on that.
Well, and it's not a bad play there. It really isn't. It's come up a little bit short of the house, but that's all right. It's still potentially jammable onto the other yellow rock.
Peel, right?
So BC are going to peel this off.
Whoa!
Oh, it looks good there.
Well, there's
On and off the sweeping.
also that corner one that could jam on. Oh, I just missed there.
Sure, go ahead. Make it 2.
So Jody's going to ask for the same shot. Just a touch more weight. The line was great, so she knows where to put the broom.
I'll just have a beer instead. That's okay.
Line's good. Make sure it's here.
So what's
Lots of room. Lots of room. Lots of room. Lots of room. No bump. No bump.
lead off? There's some points.
No bump. No. No.
She just wants to sit on this rock. She doesn't want to move it anywhere and create any separation. It's a fine shot.
Very nice shot. Very nice.
Okay, Joan. Good.
So Leanne's going to try and clean this up by removing this red rock. If she loses the back yellow, that's okay. She does want to save her shooter or at least one of these yellow rocks in play. There is also the risk of it going across the house and jamming on that other corner yellow. Great job.
Good pick out there.
They're just making everything.
Oh yes.
You see her having a wonderful game.
Yep.
They're 2-1 record, so they have been playing well so far this week. So they'll have to keep it going. The top 3 teams in each pool advance to the playoffs.
Line looks good.
The team with the best record advances directly to the semifinal, and the second and third place teams will play in a quarter final.
Come on, you guys, bring it. Okay.
So there are 14 teams here, 2 pools of 7. And at playoff time, they do cross over. So they play 6 games against the teams in their pool. And when at playoff time, the second place team will cross over to the other pool and play the third place team, and vice versa.
Sorry.
So there is a men's event and a ladies' event here. So lots of curling.
We were out here last time. So we got percent. You want a bit less? Okay, I want to try and go here. Tuck a piece? Tuck a tiny bit, yeah.
So things aren't getting any easier for the Yukon here.
No, but they still do have the 4-foot area is still wide open to them to make their final rock. But yeah, nothing is building for them at this point.
So the call here is a draw, and they're going to try and just tuck half of this rock underneath that red guard that was just placed out front. We just heard the skip say it has to be in front of the tee. She doesn't want to set up anything that Yukon can come and freeze to.
Yeah, they took quite a bit of ice though.
5, 4, 5.
The line is beautiful.
Yeah.
You got it, yep. Yep. Yeah, hard.
It's like it might be a little light.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that's not what she wanted to do, I don't imagine.
Okay.
She's given the Yukon an opportunity now to come around that and perhaps set up a skip's deuce here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
No worries.
I really can't imagine what it'd be like with 5 teens in the house, eh? Ages 13 to 18. Wow.
My goodness. I had 2 in the house, and that was enough.
Jody also owns 2 businesses, one in Atlin, BC, and also,
Top 4.
well, she does. I'm assuming the second business is in Whitehorse, where she lives.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I don't know where Atlin is, do you?
Yeah,
I don't.
wait only. Gotta go all the way, all the way. Yeah, all the way.
Okay, so it's about an hour and a half from Whitehorse, is what I'm told.
So she's trying to draw around here. It looks like she's
Just a little bit short.
a little short in the weight.
Yeah, yeah. The line was perfect. Yeah, that's too bad.
It is promotable, but makes the 2 very difficult. I think at this point she'd probably be happy to score 1. Just to
Yes,
get
sure.
the
Yeah.
monkey off her back. give you some updates while we're
It's not worth it.
while Leanne is getting set to throw. Sheet A, the Northwest Territories manufactured a deuce in the third end, so the score is 8-2 there now for Northern Ontario. New Brunswick Northwest Territories, the score is 2-1 for New Brunswick after 3. Manitoba, New Brunswick ladies, score is still 2-1 after 3.
Rim. Hi, Rim.
The Alberta BC men's game, BC stole one in the third, so the score there is 4-1 for BC.
Yep. Okay.
You know,
And that rock went behind the tee line, so that at least gives a little bit more of a opportunity for Team Yukon to be able to freeze down to that rock.
so this is the last rock in the fourth end.
Yeah. And Yukon is facing 4 yellow rocks. So another critical draw for Jody.
She just threw this, so I'm expecting her to make it. What do you think?
Where is it?
It's looking pretty good. Just needs to curl now.
Oh, your guys's.
Just needs to curl, get it in the house.
Wait if you can. Make sure it's there. Wait if you
Looks
can.
very good.
Wait if
Needs
you
to
can.
curl.
It needs to curl a little bit, but it's looking really good. Well, actually, that'll be a measure, and I think that it is red. I think she did it.
It's very close, Diana.
Yeah.
I think it's red too.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull out the measuring sticks here.
I'm sure they will. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd rather on this one, yeah.
So they're gonna stop their clocks and have a measure here for.
everything else will go.
Well done, Jody. Good job.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'd rather be sure. Especially since we're not even on the board.
So the officials going to throw the measuring stick on this and to determine who's closer. Unlike club curling, when you're at a national championship, the officials do the measuring. Unlike in your own club, the thirds would be doing this.
We used to have Andrews. Didn't mean anything to us. No, my husband's last name was Andrews. His grandma died, he changed it. So it's Andrews.
Now, Barb, do you know if these are the new jackets that are produced for the Canadian events? I had heard that there would be a new design for all the Canadian teams. Like these certainly aren't the Ontario jackets from before, or is this just for the Travelers event?
Wasn't his dad's real name.
No. Sorry. Oh, okay.
Looks like yellow
Oh dear.
were the shot stone there. I guess we both should have had our glasses on, I guess.
I
Diana.
guess we didn't see that so well.
So at the end of 4 ends, the score is now 7-0 for BC over the Yukon.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Maybe, but I.
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. That's who I am.
You're watching a tourney on this wee magic box.
Magic.
Different games going on, and all you can see is one.
There's.
One throne can define the match. And you are waiting for highlights. You should be there, living it live.
Tim Hortons Briar is at TD Place in Ottawa, March 5th to 13th. Live.
Two months in a heart condition. One might say I was born to overcome challenges. I searched for my place in this world and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now. I have Bix, and I will push hard to get there.
Welcome back to the feature game between Team British Columbia and Team Yukon Travelers Team Championships. Score 7-0 after 4 ends. BC had complete control of this game, and now they're going to continue on playing with rock rings. And you'll see just the opposite from the Yukon. They'll be putting up, trying to cards to generate offense.
That's good.
Very nice draw by the bead, Philippa Johnston.
Just to mention for the this Travelers event, the Canadian Travelers event, Travelers champions were Team Ontario, and also for the ladies, and also Team Saskatchewan for the men.
Halfway, all the way. Force, it'll go.
This is the 7th of this event, and
Coming back.
for
Yep,
the
yep, it's coming back.
ladies champions, Ontario has won of the last 6 years. Ontario won 2 and Alberta 1. And for the men's, Alberta won 3, Saskatchewan 2, and Ontario 1.
So that was a bit of a trick shot there that the Laura Williamson just threw it guard, and it halfway down lost its handle. So it means the turn on the rock, and it ended up picking up the other turn and coming back, and it's perfect corner guard. So BC are trying to get this rock they have sitting on the button. I think they want it in the rings. They don't want anything out front. And that is just on.
Perfect. Just going to play around their corner guard now. Try to get a rock in play.
Wait, it's close!
So they should know the path fairly well since they just placed that corner guard there. So they know the line to get around it.
Bring it here.
Looks like a pretty good shot.
Just needs to get it on the rings here.
Both your rocks.
And just a little short.
Yeah. Pick something. They both picked.
So Jody is just indicating to Laura that it looks like both of her rocks picked up some debris on the way down the sheet. So dust or something that would have affected the path of the rock. And also the speed, if it's picked up something. So BC are attempting to remove this corner guard and roll away. The rock's still in play. They've actually left another corner.
Yeah.
So Jody's indicating it come around again. They'll still try and use their own guard and draw around it.
I'm going to try and get one in there now.
Yeah, you gotta go!
It doesn't have too much of a rotation on that rock, and so that's why it's curling off and losing its handle.
Let it go.
And now it's no.
She's really struggling.
Well, it might have caught something as well.
So now BC will peel off this red rock and try and roll back to the middle.
Sorry, guys.
It's not a bad shot if they roll away completely out of play.
More weight. Up. Really hard. Yep.
This is curling quite a bit. It looks like she's got a nose hit on that guard.
Yeah.
So the Yukon still have an opportunity here. They just need to make one of these, to bury one of these red rocks.
Yeah. However, they still are going to have to deal with that the rocks on the 4-foot and the guard. So another option could have been to try and use bumper weight and just remove the guard and roll over him behind that corner one.
True. And perhaps just propel some of those yellow rocks to the back of the rings instead of up front.
Yeah.
So this is going to hang on.
Yeah, she got a rock in the back there.
Looks like it's mostly covered.
Mm-hmm.
The danger rock is the guard, so BC will try and eliminate it again. It is their own rock now, but it's still a danger rock, something that the Yukon can hide behind. There's quite a bit of movement in this spot. Looks like she's got it this time, and she's going to roll back towards the middle.
Yeah, nicely done.
So Jody has to make a decision here. I think now she's going to have to do what you suggested before, Diana, and that is try and bump some of these back. Perhaps roll underneath that other yellow guard.
Control!
Looks like they're going to roll towards the middle.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's kind of corner frozen to that other yellow rock, so I'm not sure that they could drive that straight back. It depends on. It's possible to still drive it straight back onto the yellow shot rock.
BC are going to play the open one. It's the less dangerous shot.
Yep.
If it's not in the rings, it can't score, so they're just going to try and eliminate it.
Close. Yeah, it's curling.
So well done. Red rock's gone. Jody has no choice but to try and make a play on this. She's probably going to try the double here, run that yellow one back onto the rock on the button. Down to thirds rocks here. She's got to open this up.
Out a little bit.
Yes!
Have a play on the back one.
Yes! Whoa! Off! Off!
Yeah, actually, she had them sweeping it for a bit, and then
Yeah.
it ended up drifting off of the target. Which often happens if you have a little outward motion on that turn at release time.
We know those things, don't we?
So now BC have
Even here, it's okay.
maybe try and force the issue a little bit here. I think she can afford to be short here.
Want to get rid of it? Ask them.
Now she's talking about should they clean this up a little bit. So they're going to have a little team discussion here to see what the front end think. So they're sticking with the original call, which is a draw.
The 2 hour shot. You mean? No, we're. Go around. No worries.
So they're going to draw around that yellow rock that's just in the top of, just barely outside the rings.
Mine's good. Yep. Hard. Yeah, hard, guys. Hard. Yep.
Looks like it's a bit light.
Yep. Okay. Whoa. That's okay. Sorry, guys. Good drive.
Okay, we're down to Skips Rocks again for the Yukon team, and Jody has her work cut out for her again.
Okay. No worries. You like that? Yeah.
So I think she's playing the run back here, yellow onto yellow.
I got you guys to sweep though. It fell out as soon as you swept. It was looking fine.
Shirley needs to take the opportunity here to get that rock off the button. It's very difficult for her to score with that rock sitting there.
Yeah. This is a very precise shot, this one, too.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and she's a little bit tight on this, so she'll be on to the guard.
Okay. Whoa.
But they want to be able to. Oh, they're going to leave another guard right there, so that makes it even more difficult.
So the struggles continue for the Yukon. Leanne will take an opportunity here to try this draw again, and now she's got 2 guards to go around. She just doesn't want to put it in a position where she can leave Jody a hit and roll to score.
But it's not happening. It's not happening.
this is looking really nice. She gets by. Yeah.
Little rub, but still very nice.
Very nice shot. Yeah.
It is. There's a portion of it sticking out. There's a double available, but I don't really think that.
Even if you blank it, like. No, because it hits this one first. It's gonna hit that.
Well, I think if she got to the nose of her own red rock there, she probably could send it straight back.
Showing her piece is okay.
She's in a very tough spot here.
Yes, again. Yeah.
Or we can do the double and play. Or maybe have one.
Still talking about it as she slides down. Her options are pretty limited. If she makes the double, she'll probably lose her shooter, and that will blank the end.
This is a very tough double as well, because you're only going to be able to hit a piece of the yellow rock, and if anything, it's just going to jam onto the one on the house. It's very unlikely to be able to make a double out of this. But show me wrong, Jody.
Whoa! Whoa! Close. Whoa! No!
At this point, she's
Close! Oh, no!
it's to curl a little bit. And I think she's missed it entirely.
Well, she ticked it, that's all.
So it's a steal of 2.
Steal of 2 for BC, yeah.
So after 5 ends of play, the score is 9-0. British Columbia over the Yukon Territory.
So just a couple of notables in this event this week. We have, for the Northern Ontario team, we have, for the Northern Ontario men's, we have the son of Al Hackner. Andrew Hackner is skipping their team. Playing second for the Northern Ontario team. And also on the ladies' side, from Team Nova Scotia, is skipped by Monica Moriarty. She's the sister of Colleen Jones. Everybody knows Colleen very well.
I'll take it.
You've done your homework, Diana.
Tried to.
So the end number 6 is now in play, and BC have elected to throw this rock through. So now they don't want any rocks in play. With this being up 9-0. And the Yukon will be just the opposite. They'll be throwing up these corner guards again in an effort to generate some points. They'd love to get on the scoreboard here, Diana.
Yes, absolutely.
Even though they may not win this game, they need to end it on a positive note to have a good end, make some shots.
Yep. Best thing is to be here and enjoy the event as well. It's not just all about
I think so,
winning
yes.
the game.
I don't think it needs a lot. It's a lot. It's gotta be guard. Sorry, it looked light.
They have to enjoy the fact that even some of the elite curlers never make it to a Canadian championship. So this is a wonderful thing to experience.
So that is in the free guard zone. BC cannot remove it. They could tick it and move it out of the way, but they can't remove it from play. So they're just going to throw another one through. At this point, if you tried to tick on that red rock, you might just put it in the rings. So they're going to go around that corner. Which I liked her first call better, putting up a second corner, because this one is so close to the rings that the run back.
Yeah, even to put up another long guard on that first one, because then it would take a few rocks to remove the guards.
Might be able to drag it there. It's not coming down. Lots of room. It's going straight.
This making it hard. They should probably let it die and leave it out front.
Laura, the lead on Yukon team, she lived in Winnipeg for 4 years before moving to Whitehorse in 2003. So she's probably wanting to send greetings to Winnipeg fans.
So the BC are making a play on this rock. They'd like to remove it. We're going to roll away a bit. It's in the 12 foot. It's probably not going to be a huge concern for Yukon.
Nice throw. We're rolling. We're rolling.
The second, April, she was born and raised in Whitehorse, and a rare second-generation Yukoner, and have spent most of her life in the Yukon, apart from a few years in BC.
So the weight is all there. In fact, it looks like it might be a bit heavy. Will it hang around?
I think it'll hang in there.
Well done.
Perfect. Very nice.
More cheering here. There's quite an exciting game going on sheet D between the Alberta men and the BC men's teams. Quite a close game. Great shots being made. So in our game, they're going to remove this corner guard, attempting to run it straight back.
They did, yeah, but they jammed it right on the rock.
So Yukon still has a guard out front, a rock in the back, touching the back 12, and they're going to come around a yellow stone that's in the top 12.
So April is currently studying to get her 4th class power engineering ticket. She is also the maintenance team leader in the Yukon for Brookfield Global Integrated Solutions.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, go hard. Keep. Wait only. Yeah. Gotta go for weight. Gotta go.
So by getting a biter out of that, it will force BC to hit something. We're going to play the one that's shot. The line was perfect on that rock of April's. It's too bad it just came up a bit short. So apparently Jen's cheering crowd here is quite large. She has a lot of fans supporting her here this week.
I thought I got about the same weight, but
So for Joan Harvey, even though she started working in a curling club when she was 17 years old and worked at several curling clubs throughout her life, she didn't actually start curling until much later in life. And since she's been on the ice and in these events, she's just loving it.
So she's just thrown a very nice draw. They didn't get the finish they were looking for, but her weight was very nice.
And she got shot rock.
So Leanne will ask Jen to just make this go away, was the term they used. She sits right there. It's very nice. Blocks the path, the drop path that Jody's been trying to use. Although there still might be a little bump on that red one available.
Well done.
Not many options here. She could draw around that corner.
I thought we should have rolled out on my first.
So now they're going to, Yukon is going to attempt to do a little bump up raise on their red rock that's sitting right in the middle there.
Actually, that's true. That's all good.
It's pretty good.
Yes!
Yes, yes. Whoa, yes. All the way, all the way, all the way. Oh, it's heavy, eh? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that worked out very well.
Actually
Very
did.
well. Yes.
It's covered by a staggered guard situation.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Looking good for Yukon.
BC are going to probably make a play on this front situation to get rid of that staggered. Although there is a risk they'll promote another red rock into the rings here.
If we click this too narrow, it could do
No,
that.
I think it's going to roll over the top.
Okay, we got to get nose then.
Yeah, you got to throw peel.
With peel. Yeah. Maybe there with peel. Need it more. Okay, it. Over the top.
So Leanne mentions that although she has 2 children, neither one of them curl, which saddens her a bit. She said they tried it, but they find it too boring. She's also an avid golfer in the summer, living in BC. Great place to be a golfer. She wants to hit this on the nose.
Close. Good.
Worked for her. She unlocked the overlap situation, but it still gives Jody a chance to get a second rock in scoring position.
Just to let you know that the gold and bronze medal games will be on Saturday at 10 a.m. And unfortunately, I don't know what time the final is on for the gold medal games. I would imagine it'll be about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock.
Gotta be T-line.
But it will be on Saturday. Oh, for the gold medal game as well. Oh, sorry. It does say gold and bronze. Yeah. Sorry. 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so there'll be 4 sheets in play. There'll be the men's gold medal, the women's gold medal,
Yes.
and then the men's bronze and the women's
Where
bronze.
is it? Yeah, yeah. Gotta go line. Yeah, you got hard for line. Hard, 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 hard.
So they were attempting to come around this corner guard, and
Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys.
she's just missed it with it over curling on her.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit light, and perhaps a touch inside the target. She's really struggling. She's feels like she's letting her team down, but
That's good.
she is trying.
Nose.
So BC skip Leanne Andrews is going to make a run back attempt here. So she wants to promote yellow onto the red rock in the rings and eliminate Jody's counter right now. Leanne wants to say hi to her husband Brent. She hopes he's watching at home, as well as her parents Bev and Ted.
This is looking very close to a good run back. It is. Yeah.
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
So now Jody will be facing 4 with her last rock.
Yes. And she just finished making this draw, so I would imagine she'll try and do the same line. Maybe not.
Like 11? That didn't sound right.
And team would also like to say hello to their faithful coach, Gary Sigurdsson, who she says is their little voice on the shoulder.
Nice turn!
So this is a draw for 1.
Here. It's got to be 8. Yep.
They're sweeping it hard, but it looks like she's short
I
of the
think
target
she's
again.
come up a little short again. Yeah.
So that'll be a steal of 4 for BC.
4? Okay, I think we're good.
And with the score 13-0, their teams are shaking hands.
Yes.
She's okay with that.
So the final score here,
I know we're well enough. I
Yukon
think they were
territory,
good.
BC, BC taking it at 13-0.
It was close and we
And so the record now for BC will be 3-1, and for the Yukon territory, 1-3.
So thank you. The next scheduled game actually is
yeah.
today at 12:30.
Yeah.
And it's a women's round robin game featuring Prince Edward Island at 3-0 against Saskatchewan at 1-1. And we'll give you a final update on the scores as they stand right now. Northern Ontario against Northwest Territories women is a score of 10-2 for Northern Ontario. New Brunswick and Northwest Territories men, the score is 4-2 for New Brunswick. The women's game featuring Manitoba and New Brunswick, the score right now is 3-2 for Manitoba. Sorry, for New Brunswick. Correction, New Brunswick are leading 3-2. And the men's game between Alberta and BC, the score is now 7-4 for Alberta. And the other men's game that's going on features Northern Ontario and Manitoba, and the score is 5-1 for Manitoba. So you can join us again today at 12:30, and we look forward to talking to you then. Thanks, Diana. It's been
Okay.
fun.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye for now.
Bye.